Hey everybody, and welcome back to Save Station. So I have two guests with me today. One is Marley of Marley D on YouTube, and
Yo,
I
yo,
guess
yo.
I guess Nate's not technically a guest, but
Yeah.
he's not usually on these talks about Nintendo.
That's true.
But he's here today.
I am.
A man of many words.
Yeah. So the topic today is the Wii U Retrospective. We're gonna kind of go through our memories of the system, and we're doing
This was my idea.
Marley texted me, and we decided this was a good idea to do because Paper Mario Color Splash is coming out, and it's technically the Wii U's last first-party exclusive. So I thought it was Marley thought it was a good idea to do this, so we're doing the discussion now.
A little send-off for this
Yeah.
flawed masterpiece.
Yes, had so many good games, which we're gonna get into, and we're gonna give Marley and I are gonna give our top 5 games, and Nate's gonna talk about games he liked, because I don't know if you have a top 5.
I got maybe like 2,
Yeah.
and only because I can remember one game that I played a while ago.
Yeah. All right, so let's start at the beginning.
Oh boy.
God created the Earth.
Oh no, Nate.
Not that far. Not that far.
Not that far.
Oh, my bad.
All right, so I remember back in 2012 November 2012 is when the system launched, and we were all very excited because this was Nintendo's first HD foray for gaming, and it was super exciting after long years of the Wii.
I thought you were about to say their first HD 4K, and I was like, there's no way it was 4K, Carson.
Yes, their first foray into 4K. How about that?
Dude.
4K confirmed for NX. You heard it here first.
Yeah, so it launched in 2012, and there was a lot of excitement around it, and a lot of people were kind of wondering if, like, after the Wii was kind of, like, tailing off, like, real hard, like, no one was buying it, people were like, oh, yeah, HD time for Nintendo, let's go. And it launched. And the launch games I remember was Zombie U, and I can't remember any others. You know what?
Wasn't there a new Super Mario's?
Well, what's
game?
funny is that technically was not a launch game. It was in the launch window. That came out in December. So
Okay.
it came out like a few weeks after the Wii U launched.
That's
There was,
insane.
I remember Zombie U
Yes.
and Lego City Undercover, which
That's right.
I've never played, but everyone who has swears that it's great.
Yeah.
We'll get on that.
And that was, I guess, Lego was doing that, and now they're in Lego Dimensions now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know what? I want to say did the Deus Ex Wii U version come out as a launch as well, or was that the year after?
I think that was
I think
later.
so, that
Really?
because, well, the Wii U launched with that, and then it launched with a bunch of last gen ports.
Yeah, like
That's right.
Batman.
Like Batman,
Arkham
Mass
City,
Effect
I think.
3.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Mass Effect 3. That's right.
And I think Deus Ex was one of those. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was the year after or if it launched alongside of it. But yeah, that was its game launch lineup. Marley, what are your thoughts on that lineup real quick? You can include Mario, I guess, because that was really close to the launch.
Well, that was the reason why I didn't get one for almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So I remember I'm gonna go a little way back at
Okay.
the E3 announcement
Oh,
of the
yeah,
Wii U.
sure.
So I would say, like, I've always been a Nintendo guy, but the Wii is when I got hardcore. Like, they're the greatest company to ever grace
Yeah,
video games. And I remember first seeing the Wii U announcement and getting excited, but then talking to my other friends who played video games and they weren't excited, and it was one of those that I was like, "Why, you guys are crazy? You're so dumb. This is gonna change the way games work."
Yeah.
And it's something I realize now that I'm older and I've got more I guess I can take a broader look at things. It was that they were really only appealing to the hardcore Nintendo fans.
Yes.
And in retrospect, that was a dumb thing to do. Because the Wii was so successful because it was so easy for everyone to grasp.
Yeah.
And so for a while I was really excited about it. And then, like we said, the launch lineup happened. And I was not very impressed.
Very underwhelming.
And I forgot what came out that year that I asked for instead for Christmas.
Okay.
But it was one of those things where I kept putting off getting one. And then what finally convinced me to get one was Smash Brothers.
Of course. Yeah.
And it was Smash Brothers, and it was honestly the soundtrack deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I really want that. So it was Smash Brothers, but then the other one was my video game waifu, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta 2.
Right.
And Bayonetta 2. That was a huge reason for me. And like, I was like, well, I need to get that because that's the only way I'm gonna get to keep experiencing this franchise.
Yeah.
Bayonetta is not a system seller or anything. And so it was those two games where I was like, well, all right, I will get I was gonna get one eventually, but those were the two that finally made me get one.
Yeah, yeah. Also, quick note, what was awesome about Bayonetta 2 was they included the first game.
First one.
Yeah,
with it. They gave you 2 games
for the price of one.
Yeah, for the price of one. That was a fantastic deal.
Two very in-depth games.
Yeah.
They could have easily charged $60 for each one individually, and it still would have been worth it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was such a good deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that launch lineup was not stellar whatsoever. And like you said, I held off. I did not buy launch day. I waited until August of 2013, and because there was a game, the whole thing about buying hardware is if there's software to back it up, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
That's the whole thing. You're buying it for the games, not necessarily the game system itself.
Well, it's like the Vita versus the 3DS.
Yeah.
On paper, the Vita is the better piece of hardware. There's no arguing it.
Yeah.
But the game situation is not as good.
Right.
So it's not selling well.
Right. And so in August of 2013, a little game called Pikmin 3 came out, and that was my first Wii U game
super
to
fun.
play. Also, quick shout out to Nintendo Land as well.
Oh,
That's a really fun game.
I love that game.
It's so much fun.
All of us had lots of drunken nights playing.
We lost so many hours into that game.
The Ghost game.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so much fun with a group of people. And
alcohol.
Totally.
Yes.
And that's what Nintendo does really well, I feel like. They know how to get that couch kind of like co-op thing going so well. They do it so well.
They really messed up by not just making that a pack-in like they did with Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Because it was a pack-in, I think, if you bought a certain bundle.
The black Wii U. I
Yeah.
believe.
It should have just been in there with all of them. It should have just basically been a free game. Because I think that would have... It was one of those things where I remember when I finally sat down to play Nintendo Land, I hadn't owned a Wii U yet still.
Yeah.
A friend had it. And I started playing it, and I was like, I get this now. I understand what the point of the tablet is. Like, I understand this gaming experience and what it could do for video games.
Right.
Now, obviously, they didn't do much with it after that, but...
I got really lucky. I bought the white Wii U. I think this was before the black version came out, because that was the bundle that came out that Christmas, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And then they just made that the standard bundle. But I bought the white Wii U one, the 8GB one, which is barely any space, by the way. Even the 32GB one, that is nothing.
My phone has more space than that.
That was unacceptable. Anyway, I did not get Nintendo Land with my console, so I hopped on Amazon, and I found someone selling it for $6. And I bought it immediately.
What
I was
a
like,
steal.
That is such a steal.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, totally. So I'm sitting here with Nintendo Land and Pikmin 3. And Pikmin 3, I've never really been like in love with the Pikmin series. I played 1, and it was a very hard game for the most part because they give you 30 days, and if you don't beat the game in 30 days, game over, man.
Game over, man. Game over.
And so I played a little bit of Pikmin 2, but never beat it. So Pikmin 3 looked really good in HD, man. Like, the textures looked fantastic. It was just like a bigger Pikmin game. And what was interesting about this game is Nate and I kind of like co-opted.
Yeah, I remember that.
What was cool about it is I had the Wiimote, it was controlling Olimar and the Pikmin and throwing it. And he had the gamepad and was navigating for me. And like,
that's cool.
Telling me where things are on the map. It was
now,
actually a really good
that
experience.
A baked-in feature, or was that just something that the control scheme had that you guys realized you could split up?
So you could play with just the gamepad.
Okay.
The whole game by yourself. But they implemented a co-op feature where you could play with another person. Like, it was kind of cool. And also, we played a little bit of the multiplayer with you and some of our other friends. That was pretty fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun.
I loved Pikmin 1 and 2, but I ironically never got around to 3.
Yeah. And funny enough, we're getting that Pikmin game on the 3DS.
Yes,
now.
the like Lemmings platformer thing.
It's still alive. And I don't know if it's been confirmed if that was the Pikmin game Miyamoto announced.
I don't think so.
So there's still a Pikmin game out there in development.
Yeah,
I really hope so.
That's almost done, according to him.
Yeah, honestly, it might be like a launch title, maybe, for NX. Cool. So yeah, there's Pikmin, and then segueing into our next little section of games, Zelda Remasters was the Wii U.
The Wii U's theme song.
Totally.
Oh, man.
The Wii U is not getting an exclusive Zelda game just for the Wii U. Breath of the Wild is for the Wii U and NX, so it's not an exclusive. So, Wind Waker HD came out.
Terrible game. Terrible.
And
are you guys still doing your playthrough?
Yeah, we're still doing a live stream of it.
It's so much fun.
Nate's first playthrough of Wind Waker.
It's a lot of sailing towards the beginning.
Yeah.
But like, they implemented like a lot of little cool tweaks to the game. Not to mention the visuals had look amazing.
Yeah, that game ages so well.
Oh yeah. It's the style. It's
timeless.
So good.
Yeah.
It's not too realistic, so it always looks good.
Yep. They implemented a swift sail in it, so you can sail faster and get around the world quicker. And then they also, Marley, do you remember the Triforce, the split up Triforce quest?
Yes.
You have to gather like 9 pieces in the original game.
Yeah.
That quest took forever. And they minimized it down to like 5 pieces.
Yeah.
In the HD version. Makes it more tolerable.
I think the best thing about that game though is that camera feature. I like taking selfies.
And the selfies, it's the funniest thing. We try and end our live streams. Yeah, we try and end our live streams with a selfie of where he's at. And it's like,
that's awesome.
Link will make little expressions and stuff like that too.
So great.
Dude,
I can't wait to get colored photos.
We need to get to Ganondorf, and right as we're fighting with him,
I'm
just
taking
like
a selfie with Ganondorf. There's no way I may die.
As Ganondorf's like swinging his sword at you, you're like, hey!
There's no way I'm not gonna try to do that. Like, I'm doing that from every boss from now on.
It's gonna be so funny.
I'm gonna die so many times.
Yeah, and then we got Twilight Princess HD, which was the other remaster.
I played that.
You played the original Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember when you were playing through that.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, I haven't played the HD remaster, but I really liked Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Twilight Princess is a really good Zelda game.
Yeah.
The remaster looks pretty decent. HD textures and stuff. It looks like sharper. You know, like it's not as like blurry.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that sadly, because of it's on the little more realistic side, it's not going to age as well as Wind Waker will.
Totally.
But I'm glad it's a thing.
Totally. Yeah, so we got our Zelda remasters. And we were promised Breath of the Wild for a while. which was kind of awkward.
How long?
Well, 2015 is when they first kind of like were like, yeah, it might be coming out in 2015. And then they're like, oh, it's definitely coming out in 2016.
And then 2016 started to creep on by. And they were like, you know what, guys? Just, it's going to come, but it's going to be on the other thing, too.
Yeah. There was they had a they had an announcement in March of this year saying that they would not. Oh wait, no, March of 2015, saying there would be no Zelda at E3 2015.
Yeah.
And everyone lost their mind. Like they were like, "Are you kidding me, man? Like, you're not gonna have Zelda at E3?"
Like people bought a system for this game.
Oh yeah.
Do we still not have a date yet?
No.
No concrete date.
2019. Looking at.
One other great shining moment of Wii U history I want to just bring up. Who remembers the Video Game Awards announcement? And everyone got all excited, and then it ended up being that you can play as Cranky Kong in Tropical Freeze.
That's right! Oh, I completely forgot about that.
I remember because that was towards the end of college for me. Like, I was in my later classes, and I remember I had an 8 a.m. class the next morning.
Yeah.
I was living in an apartment that was kind of farish away, so I had to get up even earlier to make sure I got to class on time. Yeah. I stayed up till 1 in the morning.
For that news.
Till 1 in the morning for freaking Cranky Kong.
Oh.
Did that make you cranky?
Yeah.
Dude,
I was so mad.
Also, if I remember correctly, Reggie was wearing a Samus pin.
Oh yeah, everybody was super pumped for that.
And then when they asked him why, he was just like, I just like Samus.
He was like, oh my god.
Mother of God.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered something. So, do you remember the tech demo they showed for Zelda?
Yes.
For the Wii U? I think this was E3 2011.
Yeah.
And it was like in the Twilight Princess style, kind of. And it was like really good looking, too. Yeah. And everyone was like, oh man, this is awesome. And then, you know, people were wondering if that might be what the next Zelda would look like.
Yeah.
And we got Breath of the Wild, which looks nothing like it, but looks really good still, I think.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Oh, I also forgot to mention, you know how we said both of us didn't buy the Wii U on launch? Well, there was also that huge drought of games after launch. Yeah. Like, so when Super Mario 3D World came out in December, there was no first-party Nintendo game until Pikmin 3 in August.
Holy crap!
That's a long
and with no third-party support, that basically meant there were no games.
Yeah, there were like a few. I don't even know what games came out, but they weren't notable ones.
Yeah.
And like to me, I was like, how is this acceptable? Like, how could you do this? Like, go that long without like a game? Like.
And they never really recovered from it.
Oh no. Because then the PS4 and Xbox One came out that holiday and just like,
slaughtered. Yeah. But it wasn't all bad. There were some really, in fact, most of the first party games were really, really, really good. A lot of them are probably on our list.
Yes.
And I know me and you have our top 5. So do you want to go first with yours?
Okay. So this. Did you order yours?
Yes.
Okay. I did not put mine in any particular order. I can definitely say what my number 1 is, and that's Smash Brothers for Wii U.
I wonder why.
For sure. I have logged the most hours out of any of my Wii U games.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you have.
Absolutely. I watch competitive Smash Brothers, so like Smash Brothers is like what is like just one of my favorite franchises. So
I mean, you're kind of into it, I guess.
Just
me and Nate are definitely way more into it than you are.
You're so casual.
Yeah.
You're a freaking plebeian.
Plebeian. So my number 1 is Smash Brothers. Now for the next 4, I have Mario Kart 8. Okay, that game
is super fun.
Is so good. It is such a good Mario Kart. Like,
Plus some really great screenshot moments.
Yes,
Definitely.
absolutely. They implemented that awesome slow motion ability, which is really funny. Battle mode is really bad, but
it's so bad.
let's not talk about battle mode. But everything about the game is so good. The visuals are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
it's probably the best looking game on the Wii U.
yeah, I would agree. It probably is. Just all the little details they gave to people, like Mario's little mustache, kind of like blowing in the wind.
You can
as
see
he's
his
driving.
denim, his denim.
His denim.
Denim.
His denim.
Denim. Dun, 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 dun.
Da, 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 da. All right, so you got Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers. Number 3, so Super Mario 3D World. I've told you this before, Marley. I never get super excited about Mario games
Until you play
when
them.
they start talking about it and stuff and show them like, oh, it's Mario.
Yeah.
And then I buy it and I'm like, oh my gosh, why was I not super excited for this? Like, I love Mario games.
Yeah.
And 3D World's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted another Galaxy or Sunshine, like an open
Yeah.
3D kind of.
See, I'm in the very small camp that thinks that game's kind of overrated.
Which one?
3D World.
Okay.
I, for me personally, found the half 3D, half 2D kind of like fixed isometric look. I found that really like impaired my platforming ability.
Yeah.
Because it threw my depth perception.
Depth perception
Totally.
in that game is terrible.
It threw it way off.
Totally.
It
And
doesn't exist.
the preciseness of Mario's jump is really important in a Mario game.
Yeah.
And for me, it got to the point where that got annoying. Like, it's not a bad game by any means, and I had a lot of fun playing it. But for me, it was like, it was too much. It was too much in the halfway point when I would have rathered it had gone one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because it did two things not super well, instead of just going with one and really, really succeeding at it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I had a ton of fun playing it with like you guys and stuff.
I mean, I almost have it beat now.
Well,
I'm really close.
What I've done ever since Mario Galaxy 1, I've been 100%ing the Mario games. So in Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, there's a bunch of like green stars after you get all the regular stars. So I went through and did all that. I went through Super Mario 3D World and got all the stamps, all the flags, and all that. Like,
with every character?
Technically, you don't 100% it unless you do it with every single character. So I did not 100% it.
Casual.
But I did it with Rosalina. I 100% it with Rosalina.
Waifu.
Of course.
He
Plus-
really likes Rosalina, guys.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
So yeah, we were Nate and I were kind of playing it on his Wii U to try and get through it, and the last levels are hell.
Oh god, they're so terrible.
They're so hard. It took me over 100 tries to do the last level, easily.
They start offering you that invincibility suit.
Yeah.
That's the most humiliating part. Like, when they offer you that, it's like the game being like, you kind of suck at this.
But at the same time, every time it comes, like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna take this.
Yeah.
I just want to get through this.
And then you still die.
And then I still die. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, so I said Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 8, and Super Mario 3D World. Next, I have Pikmin 3 on there as well.
Good.
So, yeah, Pikmin 3 was a really fun game. It's kind of like a real-time strategy game, kind of.
Yeah.
With like puzzle elements. It's a fun game. Like, the narrative isn't super deep whatsoever. But the coolest thing about Pikmin is like the strategy with your colors and stuff like that. Like, which Pikmin is strong/weak against certain things.
Yeah.
And then like the creatures that you're trying to fight, and then the cool mechanic is like you bring back the fruits and stuff and mechanical pieces back to your ship and all that before the end of the day, before you get wrecked and eaten.
You get devoured.
Like, yeah, you get devoured. It's such a cool little game. So definitely Pikmin 3's on there. I would probably put Pikmin 3 at 5. out my top 5. So Smash Bros. Would be 1, Pikmin 3 would be 5, and the last one is Xenoblade Chronicles X. Holy cow!
You're so excited.
I beat that game. It took over 100 hours to beat. It was really weird.
Oh yeah.
at certain parts.
The music.
The music was super.
The
music was super hit or miss. The one Marley was just singing was miss. Huge miss.
And basically any song inside the city
Yes.
was bad.
And I think it was kind of like the Japanese developers were trying to channel like what rap is. I think sometimes, and they don't know what it is. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Like
It was just a big miss.
It's like when adults
Sad.
try to appeal to kids and they're like, "Hey, home slice,
yeah.
what's up with you?" And you're like, "Shut up! Like we don't talk like that."
Yeah.
And it's like, it was like, oh well, these takes place in America, and these Americans sure do like that rap music.
Exactly.
They sure do like that Hamiltons and
Hamiltons.
those Hamiltons and those Jay-Z's.
So Xenoblade was, I've never played a game like it before, that's for sure. It was probably the biggest game I've played also. It's bigger than Witcher 3. Like, the world is easily the biggest world that I've played.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but you get to run around in a freaking flying vehicle.
you have no fall damage, so you can just jump off of massive cliffs.
It's awesome.
You get it.
Is that like story-wise there a reason why you don't take fall damage, or there's like
Yeah,
it's
something about the gravitational pull and then like the armor suit I think that they designed.
There's also another reason, but that's like plot spoilers, kind of.
It's the shoes, they're magic.
So the plot is really cool. There's a lot of like twists and turns, especially at the end. The last boss battle is super difficult.
I think I watched you fight.
And there's like 5 parts to it.
Yeah, I did
and
watch you
it's
fight.
like you think
Those
you're
friggin'
done.
JRPG battles.
Yeah, exactly.
It
man.
took
Like,
forever.
holy crap. So that took forever to beat. Getting a mech is super awesome in that game. Like flying around.
30
I was
hours
gonna say,
in.
how long did that take you to get?
30 hours.
That's a lot of hours to get a
And
key
then
part of the game.
you gotta pay for maintenance on it.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible,
Yeah.
to be honest.
If it dies in battle, you have to pay to get it back up and stuff like that.
I would rather just lose what I didn't save and just redo that.
There are endless side quests in that game, so
I think I only got like I didn't get super far into it, but I played a lot of it. Like it was during that weird time where I was really busy, and so like games like that, like where I normally would have just totally thrown myself into them, it just got really overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
But I loved what I played. Like I really enjoyed it, and it's like I have it sitting there. It's a game that I really want to go back to, you know? Like I really enjoyed my time with it though. It's a lot of fun. The weird pseudo MMO thing is kind of strange, in the fact that there's no open world multiplayer is just a really big missed opportunity, but it's a very cool game. It was a runner up on my list.
Yeah. There's gonna be a sequel, it sounds like, too. The way the game ends, it's open-ended, absolutely, for another game. So definitely keep your eyes open for that on the NX, potentially, guys. I really want a sequel for sure.
It's gonna come out for the Wii U.
It would
not for the NX.
Like, I would love to see visual improvements with it too. It looks pretty good for the most part, but since it's such a huge game, the Wii U can only do so much.
Not gonna lie, that's my complaint about pretty much any Wii U Nintendo games graphics.
Except for Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
Except
was good.
for Mario Kart 3D World.
It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing where like the first party Nintendo developers really, really know how to take advantage of the hardware and push it and like twist some knobs to make it look really good. But it's when other developers try to do it where they can only kind of sort of get there. They can't really achieve the same kind of fidelity that the first party developers are kind of capable of for some reason.
Sure. So
and that was another with Xenoblade, is like the world is huge,
Yeah.
but it is also at times kind of lifeless.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's the hardware limitation right there.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Like,
Whereas,
if
like,
the
you
Wii-
look at something like The Witcher
Yeah.
or Fallout or, like, Infamous Second Son,
Yeah.
and those are alive open worlds. Whereas, like, Xenoblade had chunks of it. Like, there were parts of it that were alive, but then there were also parts of it that were just kind of like, you could walk right up to a monster and it just wouldn't react to you.
Yeah, totally. Like, it's the interactable world type thing is not present in Xenoblade whatsoever. Like, you can't do anything with the world except run around in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then fight monsters. Whereas in, like, Witcher, you can interact with, like, what's, like, the environment and stuff like that a lot of times.
That being said, like, the Xenoblade world, like, the environments itself, those are beautiful, and it's fun to just explore.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one night I spent a solid 2 hours running around parts of the map just looking. I wasn't even fighting it. I was just taking in the sights.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cool but flawed game.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. So, just to round off my top 5 real quick, that was 5 games. I'm going to just rank them really quick. So, Smash Brothers is number 1. I'm going to put Xenoblade at number 2. I'm going to put Mario Kart 8 at number 3. And then Super Mario 3D World at 4, and then Pikmin 3 at 5. So that's my top 5 Wii U games. And those are the ones that I played and stuff. There are a few other games that I'm sure going to mention, Marley. I just never played them. So I wasn't going to put them on my top 5.
So before we started recording, you brought up, or did you? I don't know if you talked about it while we were recording, but you brought up that our lists might be pretty similar, and surprisingly, they're not.
Okay, awesome.
There's 2 games that we've got. The rest of mine are all pretty different, though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do mine from 5 down to my number 1, and so my number 1 is my favorite, obviously.
All right.
So number 5 for me is Pokken Tournament.
Really?
Yeah. So I have wanted a Pokemon fighting game for the longest time.
Yep.
I've always thought it made total sense, and I couldn't believe that they hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
And I remember when the trailer for Pokken first came out, and I lost my mind. It looked so cool, and I picked it up. And first of all, it looks great. Like, it's a really good-looking game. Like, the Pokemon look great with HD textures and stuff. And I was surprised at how in-depth it was, where, like, there were these kind of light RPG elements to it.
Yeah.
That I didn't see in a whole lot of fighters, and albeit I'm not a fighting game expert. But I really appreciated that because it made it feel a little more like a Pokemon game. And then the other thing I really liked about it was that how accessible it was. You know, I feel like a lot of fighting games, you have to, you know, if you haven't been a part of the community for years, then you're kind of screwed.
Like Street Fighter.
But Pokken felt very accessible. Like, it was easy to pick up but hard to master.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun playing it, and like a lot of my favorite Pokemon made it onto the list. Like, Blaziken was my partner Pokemon throughout all of it. Yeah. I loved how over the top and crazy the specials were.
Yeah.
Some of them are just so insane. You know, there were some weird things with the story, and the translation and dubbing job were pretty terrible. Or the fact that they live in a Pokemon region where there are only like 10 Pokemon, I guess. So there were some strange things there that kind of kept it from getting higher up in the list. But Pokken is just a lot of fun, and I always enjoyed my time playing it. Like, I always had fun. Even when I was losing, and you experienced it, I would get kind of mad. But I always had fun playing it.
Yeah.
When we played during Halloween, and Jeff beat me, and I got really mad. Jeff is our friend, everyone.
Kick your ass.
But I was also drinking. So no, I really, really, really liked Pokken, and it's a franchise I hope continues. I know it didn't quite take off super well here or in Japan, I think. So
well, there are still some competitive scenes in it. Like, I see it, like, on YouTube, it'll sometimes show up on my, suggested videos, like a competitive, like, Pokken tournament thing.
Yeah,
so it's somewhat, going.
It's one of those things where, like, Street Fighter, like, obviously Capcom supports Street Fighter tournaments.
Yeah.
But then Street Fighter is so huge that, like, other people also do it for them.
Right.
I feel like the only people supporting competitive Pokken are Nintendo and Pokemon Company.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's one of those things where, like, they don't have the fan base also supporting them.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, like, I do think eventually it's gonna die out. Like, it was at Worlds this year, Pokemon Worlds.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be there next year.
Okay.
All right.
But all right, yeah. So that's my number 5.
All right.
Number 4 is Mario Kart 8.
Nice.
For much of the same reasons you listed, despite the terrible battle mode, and this is what kept it from getting higher in my list.
So bad.
I have always liked battle mode more than I have racing.
Really?
In almost every Mario Kart game, I've always and I love the racing.
Yeah.
But I've always loved battle mode more. And what they did to battle mode in 8 was just kind of unforgivable.
It's real bad. Like,
it was one of those things where, because they kept delaying Mario Kart 8 too, remember?
Yep.
It's very obvious it was one of those things where it's like, we just need to get this game out. Let's just throw battle mode together.
Yep.
That being said, it's a ton of fun. I love the crazy cast of characters.
Also, Link is in the game.
Link and
is
Isabelle
in the game.
and Isabelle and Villager.
That to me is just like insane. Like that they did
I have a feeling it's just gonna become Super Smash Kart eventually.
Yeah.
Honestly,
most definitely.
It really should.
Hey, Captain Falcon needs to be in it.
Captain
Falcon. I want a Falcon like.
But
F-Zero.
that F-Zero stage.
Someone say F-Zero?
Pour one out for a minute.
Yeah.
I love the track design in that game. I love the characters, even though Dry Bones isn't in it.
It's true.
I just and Pink Gold Peach. Get the hell out of here with that. They wasted the DLC character opportunities there.
Massively.
Yeah.
Isn't Boo not in it?
Yeah. Diddy Kong's not in it either, man.
Yeah, that's the one that got mad.
That is terrible. That is unacceptable.
But hey, Pink Gold Peach, everyone.
So dumb.
Yeah.
But, no, it's a ton of fun. I like it a lot, but the lack of battle mode is why it's number 4.
Yep.
My number 3 is Super Smash Brothers Wii U. Carson's shaking his head.
That's too low.
It's too low.
Oh man, but the other 2 are just so good.
I think I know what your other 2 are.
I know what your other one is.
I think I know.
So
the other 2 actually.
This is the game that got me to buy my Wii U. All
right, I accept that. Yeah, that's important.
I'm not super great at Smash Brothers, but I love it. I love playing it. I love seeing all the characters come together.
Yeah.
And I love what this one specifically did for some of the forgotten Nintendo characters, like Rob and Little Mac.
Duck Hunt.
Like, it was so cool. And then the DLC characters.
Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit Trainer, like...
Forgotten. And never asked for.
It was never asked for, but it was so, of course, yes, this is awesome. Duck Hunt Dog.
Yeah.
This was the Smash Brothers where they were just as a kid, when you would be like, I saw this on my uncle who works for Nintendo told me, or I heard Goku's gonna be in it. This was the Smash Brothers game where all those fantasies came true.
It's true.
Because, how many rumors before this game where they were like, oh, Cloud's gonna be in it?
Yeah, dude, I remember back in Brawl, people were asking for Cloud. And I was like, you know what? Cloud, yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Or,
He's the best character in the game now. They
actually did it.
Cloud, Ryu,
yeah.
It's just insane how many, and it was just one of those things where every time they were gonna do a character reveal, it was like, literally the sky is the limit.
So hype for this.
Like, it could be anyone.
Yep.
This game also got me started with my other Bayonetta, the best DLC character ever.
By far the worst.
Can I say something real quick?
Bring it.
So Smash Brothers, what's insane is you can play as 4 classic like video game characters in one game. Like you can fight it with you. You got Sonic, you got Pac-Man, you got Duck Hunt Dog, you got Mario. You can like, these are old video game characters. And Mega Man 2.
Oh
like,
my god.
Holy crap.
I mean, for our listeners, I love Mega Man. Like I kind of grew up on the cartoon before I jumped into the games, but then like I love Mega Man, whether it's X or classic Mega Man's my favorite, or Battle Network. Like I love Mega Man, and so him being there was awesome. Like,
oh my gosh.
This game was just it wasn't just a celebration of Nintendo, it felt like a celebration of video games.
Yeah.
Like it was just all these great characters coming together to beat the living crap out of each other.
Yep.
And it also got me started with a collection that is very near to my heart, near and dear to my heart. It was sometimes joyous and sometimes maddening, but that was Amiibo. And I'm a toy collector, guys. You guys know that, but our listeners might. I have a lot of Amiibo, and this game I have 50 something.
Yeah, I got like.
I have almost all of them minus the DLC characters that are.
That's too much.
So, my number 2 is Splatoon.
Splatoon. Yep.
Are you a squid or a kid, Marley?
Real quick. Are you a squid or a kid? You have to tell everybody.
I don't mean to interrupt, but are you a squid or a kid?
All right, I'm making it official. This is my formal announcement that I'm a squid.
I'm ending this conversation.
He is a squid. Officially confirmed. Marley of Marley D on YouTube is a squid. Everybody.
I don't talk to sea life.
I would label myself as a kid.
I am most definitely a human being.
Yeah. The best part about Splatoon is you get to be both.
That's weird.
Right.
So Splatoon was a game when I first saw it at E3 I poo-pooed on. Yeah. Just because they kept showing it and they weren't explaining it well.
Yeah.
And then the final product came together and it was just this awesome visual mishmash with this awesome character creator and this super fun gameplay, and it was just like who knew that year that Nintendo would be the one to redefine the competitive shooter.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
It was insane, and they won the best shooter award that year at the Game Awards.
I was just gonna bring that up if you weren't going to. Like, it beat out all these other FPS games.
It beat out a Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It beat out a Halo.
Battlefield, I think, too. You know.
Yeah.
Like see, all these other games have just been recycling the same thing over and over again. So like, honestly, I would have been pretty mad if like Splatoon hadn't won.
Yeah.
Because, like, come on, innovation, like right there. No one's made a game like Splatoon before.
It's visually, it's so cool looking. Like it feels like you're playing a 90s Nickelodeon / like anime. Yeah. Like it's just like bright and colorful and messy, and it's just so cool. I love that game. The Splatfests were awesome. Like they had all these cool tie-ins. SpongeBob and Patrick, Autobots or Decepticons.
Yeah.
It's just, and the Miiverse post, like the community was great.
Yep.
But my number 1 spot
what could it be?
Belongs to a lady who's very near and dear to my heart. She's the best. She is oh so sexy.
Is she a waifu?
She is definitely a waifu.
All right, waifu confirmed.
And that is, and I kind of cheated here, but it's the Bayonetta 2 / Bayonetta 1 combo pack.
All right, I mean,
that's, and first of all, it's an awesome deal for 2 great games.
Yeah.
First of all, besides Bayonetta, like as a character, she's just like, besides being hot, she's just awesome. She's just a really cool character. She's so badass and
very over the top.
Yeah, it's just like,
oh god,
really like, I guess it's like playing an anime on overdrive.
Yeah.
but the gameplay is so fun.
Yeah.
I love how awesome these games make me feel and how terrible they can make me feel too. But like when you get into a string of combos, you feel invincible. And it's one of the, it's once again
That's
it's one of those things where it's like it's easy to pick up,
Yeah.
but it's hard to master. But once you do, you feel like a badass. And it's just like no one does action better than Platinum. And I think Bayonetta is personally to me their like crowning jewel.
Awesome.
So yeah,
I really gotta try that game.
Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 1 are my they're my number one. Oh, and Bayonetta 1 also came with those awesome costumes.
That's true. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
of the Nintendo. Like my favorite was the Peach outfit because it changed the demon hand to giant Bowser arms.
That's so cool.
So that only worked for Bayonetta 1? Wasn't that in 2 too? I thought that was also in 2.
No.
Only 1.
Okay.
It was only in 1. Yeah. But it's just a great game and it's an awesome franchise that I wish more people would play, but I'm super thankful for Nintendo for like rejuvenating it and keeping it alive. And we're gonna get an amiibo of her soon.
Yeah, when's that happening?
The creator teased a picture of it on Twitter. He showed like a picture of her leg.
So
and that was it.
Do you think it's gonna be this year?
Yeah.
2020.
We have to get a Mewtwo. We have to get a Cloud.
Oh, we have Mewtwo.
Oh, we got Mewtwo?
Yeah, we got Mewtwo. Okay. He's sitting on my shelf right now.
We still need Corrin, Cloud, and Bayonetta.
Corrin,
right?
Cloud, and Bayonetta. We just need the DLC characters.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, Mewtwo came out with Ryu, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So my list is Pokken, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, Splatoon, and Bayonetta. Smash is right where it needs to be, Carson.
I disagree. But you know,
Rose is so good.
What's interesting is I haven't played Splatoon or Bayonetta, so I can't really argue with you because I haven't played them myself.
I'm gonna have to borrow Bayonetta from you at some point.
As a diehard Nintendo guy, you should play Splatoon because it's not, besides being amazing, it's also their first new IP in forever.
That is actually a great point. And what's funny is, at early stages, it was gonna be another Sunshine, Mario Sunshine game.
Yeah, it was gonna be a Mario Sunshine, and then before they were Squid Kids, they were gonna be rabbits. Yeah, dude, the development story of that game is crazy.
Is the community for that game still as strong as it was?
I'm not sure. I haven't played in a while, and I know they've stopped doling out new content.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I think the Splatfests have stopped too.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but they were because in the beginning it didn't have a ton to do in it, but the community was still very strong. Like I'm in the IGN NVC podcast Facebook, and I think they have a Splatoon night every Friday. So I think there's enough people still playing it.
Okay.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
And now's a great time to play it because there's a solid year's worth of free DLC out.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. At the beginning, the game was a little light on content, but now with all of its downloadable content, it's a very large game. It has a lot in it now.
So that's my list.
So Nate, any games that we just named that you've kind of played or any thoughts on them or anything?
Super Smash Bros. Is by far the worst game.
and it's the one that you've probably played the most out of the ones we talked about.
He was being sarcastic, everyone.
Yeah.
No, I played the crap. I magic crap ton out of that game.
Yeah.
You have the DDD amiibo that I don't.
I do have a few.
Big D.
That's because I went to Europe to get it.
Yeah.
I actually traveled across the
back when
ocean.
amiibo were super rare and stuff.
Oh my god, dude! We could do a whole discussion about my amiibo achievement stories.
No, so I played a crap ton out of that game and love it.
Yeah.
What other games have I
played? Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 is great. I got tired of it after a while. It got repetitive to me because it's the same course over and over again. Yeah. But Mario 3D World, I got obsessed with for a while.
Most of the game.
I really like that. I got obsessed for a while. Yeah. The really sad part is the one game that I was like, I'll buy a Wii U if they make a new version of this. Star Fox. And then they did, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy a Wii U. Still don't own the goddamn game.
And that's a very divisive game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
People either love it or hate it. Like it's one of those. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if I want to drop $60 for a game I might not
That's
like.
my point. Like that's my point with most of Wii games, like Nintendo games. There's so many games. Like I was just looking through a list. What other one that came up that was super? I don't know. Oh, Yoshi's Woolly World. I kind of wanted, and I never got that.
Wait a second. Did you play Toad's Treasure Tracker?
I was just about to say I bought Toad's Treasure Tracker and freaking loved it.
Did you beat it?
No, I'm like close. I'm towards the end of the game.
So Marley, did you play that?
No, and that was a game I really wanted.
I really enjoyed that.
I love Toad.
So there's a game that Nate only played. That's kind of rare.
Well, like they're my favorite parts of Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
I love the puzzle aspect, the logic aspect.
They were really fun.
I played a little bit of Poké Tournament.
So
but that was
let's do some honorable mentions as we're kind of like going through here. So we have Yoshi's Woolly World. That's I would put that in as like an honorable mention. Like I think it was a pretty solid game. I never played it. Marley, you never played it either, right?
The World?
Yeah, Woolly World.
I played a little bit of it, not a lot though. It's fun though.
Yeah. I think it was a pretty solid Yoshi game for the most part, and the visuals looked amazing too. Like
a game I'm really upset that I never played because this is my favorite Nintendo franchise.
Okay.
Is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I never got around to it.
I never played it either.
I mean, I loved Canvas Curse though, so I have no doubt that it's great. But like the awesome claymation looking style and stuff like.
Yeah.
And that's like, it all comes back around to like, if they could have nailed that launch, more people would be playing these games right now.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, totally, man.
So, Nate, I have a question for you as a more casual Nintendo fan with the NX on the horizon. What would a company like Nintendo have to do to get someone like you to buy an NX? Because you've told me before that you don't think you'd get one.
I probably won't.
But what would the NX have to be for you to consider picking one up?
Like a price? Is there a price point or anything?
Like it could be anything. Like
it would have to be cheap, like not cheap, but like not ridiculously priced.
Okay.
And so give us a value.
I couldn't begin to guess.
Well,
like
I mean, like
300?
Compare it against some of the other consoles.
How much was the Xbox and stuff when they came out?
When they first came out, the Xbox was $500 because
that was because of Kinect, right?
Because of Kinect, exactly.
If it's $500,
and the PS4 was $400.
So if it's like a couple hundred, I'd probably think about it. Yeah, not much more than that.
In an earlier discussion, Marley and I predicted that the price is probably gonna be around $350.
That might be a little bit too high for me.
Yeah.
For it, and it also comes down to that on top of what games come out at launch.
Yeah, man. Games.
If there's nothing I want at launch, I probably will not buy it.
And Breath of the Wild is not enough because it's for the Wii U, and you have a Wii U.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. You did
that's if you really wanted to play it.
I don't know what kind of upgrade quality in the graphics between the two are going to be.
I talked about possible, graphic improvements.
If they're there, that's great.
Not to mention, if it's a handheld, the game probably won't look much better because handhelds can't, fit as much in there and be affordable. You know what I'm saying?
If they do a really high-end Pokemon game.
Yeah.
For that, probably
I'm so in for a first HD mainline Pokemon game.
I'd probably splurge for that.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So I mean, it comes down to price and games basically.
Yeah. I mean,
and I think that's what it is for a lot of people right now.
That's true, but I said the same thing about every Nintendo console that's come out that I'm not gonna buy it, and then I end up with one at some point.
Yeah, you have
I have a Wii, I have a Wii U, I have a 3DS.
Yeah. Well, what happens is Christmas comes around,
and I'm like,
and you're like, you can't think of anything else. They're like, Wii U.
I haven't played this yet.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can play on here. Right. And that's how I got the Wii U. I got the bundle with the 3D world.
Right. But what ended up happening is you end up just playing my Wii U.
Because there's no reason to plug both in.
Right.
So I think when we came up with that $350 price point, my idea behind that was that if it is going to be this handheld home console hybrid, that it needs to be good looking. So if and it was one of those things where for me personally, I wouldn't mind paying that if that's what we were gonna get. If we were gonna get like a really awesome looking handheld that also doubles as my home console, I think 350 is okay for that.
Well, now are they gonna if it is the hybrid, does that mean like the 3DSs are gonna start going away?
Yeah.
And they're just gonna go to this hybrid?
So I think what they're gonna do is so when the DS launched, they called the DS their third pillar and said they were gonna keep supporting the Game Boy Advance. What that really meant was they were waiting to see how the DS did.
Sure.
And once the DS did well, they dropped Game Boy Advance like a sack of bricks.
And they're gonna do the same thing.
So I have a feeling they're gonna do the same thing with the NX. They're gonna keep supporting the 3DS, or 3DS. But the second that they see that the NX is doing well, they're gonna drop it. And it's time. It's old hardware. Like
I would
developers the developers right now are like pushing that thing to its brink.
The 3DS is almost 7 years old. It came out in 2010 in March.
God, that's so long ago.
Yeah.
It hurts to
like
think
it's
about
time
that.
it's time to move to the next handheld generation.
Now, if they got rid of the 3DS and it's just one console and a handheld in one, I'd probably buy that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you might have a good idea maybe this month if they decide to review it.
Hopefully.
I mean, I got plenty of years to like save up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Also, quick shout out. Another honorable mention is Mario Maker for the Wii U.
Yeah.
I think.
I never played it.
None of us played it. But it actually has a very large community that like create levels and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that is honestly a really awesome game.
That's
like when you think about it.
You know what? That's a game the Wii U should have launched with.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? It's technically not a Wii U exclusive anymore either.
Because it's coming to
3DS.
Yeah.
Just like Woy World too.
Now, one game that no one has bought yet, and I'm kind of mad because nobody will ever play it, is Mario Party. I love Mario Party games, but I don't know anybody else who enjoys them. See, there's always the reaction.
I loved them as a kid, but they're too random for me now.
Yeah,
like
I haven't played.
It's one of those things where it's like you could do really awesome at the mini games, but it's like, oh, you roll the dice and the freaking Koopaling's gonna take all your stars. Go back to start.
Well, that game's only fun if you're playing with friends.
And yeah, you need people to play with.
That's why I haven't
just
bought
like
it.
Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land is the same way.
Yeah.
You need people to play with to really get the most fun out of it.
Oh, definitely.
Honestly, too, I haven't played a Mario Party in a while. They were fun because the mini games were like really fun and like kind of crazy. I don't know how well the originality of the mini games have been holding up over like 10 Mario Party games. You know what I'm saying?
It's possible.
There's so many mini games in those games, and for 10 iterations to go through, I'm not sure like how good they can
for me it was I just don't like the board game part.
Okay.
Like I like the mini games, but I don't like the board game part.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, so the
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors. I totally forgot.
Oh man, that's totally worth an honorable mention. We're gonna be here all night.
Yeah. Wow, I forgot Hyrule Warriors.
You're welcome.
Probably because it's not like a canon Zelda game.
Because it's not great.
It's the most canon Zelda game.
The most Zelda.
It's the most Zelda-y.
It's the game that holds the timeline together.
Together,
it really is.
Yeah, Linkle.
Without Linkle, the whole storyline doesn't make sense.
It's true. It's so true.
She's cute.
Link got
she
his
gets a
name
pass.
from Linkle.
He said she's cute that she gets a pass.
Link definitely got his name from Linkle.
She's their original Link, actually.
Yeah,
Linkle.
The OG.
Oh, man. Yeah, so yeah, Hyrule Warriors was... I bought it and I played it. I played the campaign. And it's not... It was kind of fun, but I've never played a game like it before.
I love Dynasty Warriors.
It's
same
it's
here.
Definitely not for me.
But it took like the stuff
for me.
that I like. It took the stuff from like Link and Zelda and then the Dynasty Warriors and put it together, and then it wasn't great. I mean, I only played a little bit of it. Like, I loved making characters in Dynasty Warrior and just going around killing.
What's insane is how many characters they keep adding to it.
They keep adding new characters.
Yeah. Epona is a playable character.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And not Link riding Epona, just Epona.
All right, that's kind of cool though.
The King of Red Lion's boat is a character.
What? The boat character?
The boat is a character.
I think there's a giant Cuckoo is a
How
character
does the boat get
too.
around? Like really slow?
I don't
You
know.
gotta stop and
I don't
change the wind
know.
direction real
I don't
quick?
know.
I
I have
mean,
no idea.
I really liked what I played of it, but I could totally see how that's not for everyone.
Yeah. Can you guys think of any other games?
I mean, I was
Not
looking at
off
a
the
list.
top of my head.
I think we hit most of them now.
Yeah.
Mario and Sonic at the Rio
We
Olympics.
didn't. Oh no, not worth mentioning. Was there a Animal Crossing that was any good on the Wii U?
No.
No.
No, there was not. But
You
there
had
was
to bring that up, Carson.
There was Amiibo Festival.
Amiibo Festival. We'll leave it at that.
What was Amiibo Festival?
It was a board game.
Oh, that's right. It was Mario Party. With
Kind of, yeah.
Amiibo,
Yeah.
or not Amiibos, but whatever you want to call this.
Yeah.
Amiibo.
Yeah. Well, here's a real quick topic before we wrap it up. Some of these games have been rumored to be maybe being ported to the NX.
Can they stop with
And
that?
and here's why. Some of these games have huge communities in them, like Smash Brothers, Splatoon, and Mario Maker. Okay. It would make sense to me to somehow transfer these games over to the next system. Like, I don't know if it's going to be backwards compatible. It probably won't be.
That would be
honestly.
amazing.
I don't think it's going to be backwards compatible to NX.
Neither do I. I think this is the year Nintendo finally drops backwards.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. But I do think we're still going to get some sort of port or like newer version of those games on the NX to keep those communities more alive in the next system. Like, because it's always kind of there. Like, people could upgrade if they want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want this on your new system? Here you go. I would hope they would discount it somehow. Or something. If it's not going to be backwards compatible, somehow give people that have already bought the game a chance. Maybe cross-buy. Just saying. Just saying. Cross-buy maybe. You've already bought it, then you have it on the NX.
That would be amazing.
Just saying.
But I doubt that'll happen.
Just saying. Sony does that. Sony does that. They've got cross-buy options.
Microsoft has.
Microsoft started with Windows 10.
It needs to be a thing. They can't keep making us rebuy these things.
You want to buy Super Mario World 7 times?
You want that DLC on both your 3DS and the console?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
So is that where we're gonna end it?
I think
on a sour note.
Yeah.
We love you, Nintendo.
Nintendo is the worst game company ever.
We love you, Nintendo Wii U. You had some good years. You only sold 13 million units, but it's okay.
And then I pick up my Wii U and just break it right now in front of everybody.
It's okay, Wii U. We love you.
A little bit.
All right, guys.
Wii U.
Wii U. So, Marley, you just want to briefly tell us a little bit about yourself?
No.
Sure. Thanks for having me on and letting us ramble about this flawed little box that I love.
This was your topic. This was your topic.
You know what?
It was your idea.
So, you know what? You guys should be thanking me, actually. So, you're welcome. But I'm on YouTube. You can find me at Marley D. I talk about video games and comics and Pokemon and movies and TV and all sorts of stuff. Getting ready to post my Luke Cage review, probably either tonight or tomorrow. So look for that. I'm sure Carson will link in the description or whatnot.
Yep.
But thanks.
Nate, any closing thoughts, real quick?
No.
He's a huge Nintendo fanboy. I don't know if anyone could tell.
I played like 4 games on the Nintendo.
On the Nintendo.
He's got a please understand tattooed across his chest.
Yes.
That's definitely.
Okay. Well, thanks, Nate and Marley, for being on this discussion. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed it. It was kind of a look back at the Wii U and everything that kind of happened with it real quick, all the good games that came out and stuff. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you at your next save.
Bye.